So if your property might be worth about what you owe or less, and you sort of see the handwriting on the wall, you're like, I just don't see the market going up for a while. The Federal Reserve is not going to drop interest rates so far that they're going to save this market. And, it's 6%, 7% interest rates. How are housing prices going to not continue to go down? Like if you're one of those people who see the handwriting on the wall and you're like, I should be out, but you're unwilling to have a 30, 60, and 90-day late on your credit report to do a short sale, and you're unwilling to have that sort of difficult remark on your credit report that comes after a realtor negotiated short sale, where it says something like settled in full according to California law, but for less than full amount. You're like, I don't want that on my credit report. Do I have options? The answer is yes, you do. You could attempt a deed in lieu. Now, I'm not saying the bank accepts deed in lieu of foreclosure every time. They do not. But if you set your deed in lieu up well, you understand all the check boxes the banks like about broom swept condition, about proper title, and you can. I'm a lawyer, so I can have these conversations with them. Like I can make sure your title is the equivalent of the title you get after a foreclosure or a short sale or a regular sale. And then you also explain to the law, you're like, my client is giving up a lot. You could not go after for a deficiency because they're in New York. They don't know California law. They're not going to have any tax liability. And so really what we're exchanging is your client's getting this property back now. Instead of getting it back a year from now, when my client hasn't been paying for a year, you're getting it back now. That's going to save you tens of thousands of dollars. You're also getting it back now rather than a year from now when property prices are most likely going to be a lot lower. All we're asking for you in exchange is you take this property back while my client's current, and you take it back in full, like a legitimate in full, not the short sale, in full. And if you set up the package well, and you've escalated to someone who can make the decision, and I think it helps to have an attorney on your team explaining this to them, because they're not California lawyers. They don't necessarily understand this. So you want to put it in detail in writing. You want to explain what it's for them, so you get escalated, and then you want to be able to reiterate it clearly in the phone when they talk to you, when there's a back and forth. You might have what happened to us just last month, and the person said, wait, I'm going to go talk to the investor. The person makes the decision maker. Wait here. I'll get back to you. They come back. It seemed like an hour, but it was probably more like 20 minutes later. They came back and said, we'll accept your client's deed in lieu. That can happen. Doesn't happen every time, but you might be able to get your deed in lieu done while you're current. If you'd like to find out more, go to underwaterrealestate.com. Specifically, if you like, underwaterrealestate.com deed in lieu. But click the link. If you're seeing this as an ad, you're seeing it on YouTube, just go and you can find out more. Thanks. My name is John McConnell. I'm a real estate attorney and a broker. I have founded UpsideDownRealEstate.com and UnderwaterRealEstate.com, and the California Association of Realtors had selected me to train realtors on how to list, negotiate, and sell short sales effectively. Thanks. I'll talk to you later.